Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is JJ and I am a reader, a writer, a book lover. I work in publishing, I'm a book marketer. I do a lot of things with books. I love books. I love them so much. I was just at the American Library Association Conference 2024, which is one of my favorite conferences every single year. I adore this place. I've said it before probably, and I will continue saying it every time I go, but it is essentially book Disneyland. It is incredible. So many authors are there, so many publishers are there, people are giving away books, people are selling books, people are signing books. The entire intention of the exhibition hall in the conference is to give publishers and other companies that market toward libraries a way to get in front of librarians who are able to make those decisions and get to the right people. But one of the benefits of going, I go with the publishing house that I go with, we do author signings, we do giveaways, etc. One of the benefits though is that you also get to take books home with you. And I have a suitcase full of books. It's a little ridiculous. Give me a moment and I'll hold them all up for you. This is my book haul from this conference. Takes up the whole screen. I just need you to understand. This was done in about maybe 2 hours of walking around the exhibit hall. It took me 2 hours to grab this many books, to get this many books, and be able to walk home with them. So, without further ado, I would like to, if I may, tell you about them. But first I'm going to put these down because they're heavy. Alright, up first, Alex Wise versus the Cosmic Shift. I'm just going to go through these and read the back covers for you because this will, for a lot of them, be the first time that I'm reading the back covers. You make a lot of snap judgments where you see the cover and you're like, yes, and then you just kind of go from there, right? So, without further ado, Alex Wise versus the Cosmic Shift. This is, Alex Wise is no superhero, or at least he doesn't feel like one. Sure, he vanquished death and saved his sister Mags with the help of some new magic powers, his best friend Lauren, and demigod Liam. But the end of the world shows no signs of slowing down. Alex and his friends will have to find new allies and face new dangers, from battling a giant snake in a literal ghost town to infiltrating the home base of the remaining horsemen of the apocalypse on the Vegas Strip, on the back of a dragon. With everyone looking to him for answers, Alex isn't sure he's cut out for the world-saving thing. And the closer he gets to Liam, the farther away he feels from Lauren and Mags, who hasn't been the same since she was possessed by death. How can Alex lead a team if he doesn't even feel like he deserves to be part of it? This is the second book. This one comes out in September 2024. So the first book is out now. I have an early reader copy. It's so fun. This one is, let's see what age group, middle grade. So if you're looking for a fun one for your middle schoolers, those kiddos between elementary school and young adult reading, this would be probably a cool series for them. Next up, we have The Islanders, Shipwrecked. Also, this is the third book in the series, so there's 2 others in this series as well. The first one is The Islanders, and the second one is The Islanders Search for Treasure. Lovey put her hand on the ignition and gave me a look that said, "Let's try it again." I nodded. She cranked the motor. Again, nothing happened. The Pelican flew out of sight. The boneyard beach was getting smaller. The sun had fully slipped behind a wall of gray clouds building from the west, the direction we needed to go, but couldn't. Macon, Lovey, and I stared at each other in alarm. Sounds like these kids get shipwrecked. Here we go. Here's the full description. Also, can we just talk about the fact that this author gave me stickers? She gave me stickers. Of all of the characters. That's so fun. Characters, some creatures. I love it. I love it. And I got a bookmark, which is also fun. I keep finding myself in need of more bookmarks, so this was conveniently timed. But let me read you the actual back of the book. which is the jacket copy. This is for ages 8 through 12, by the way. Jake Potter is excited to be back on Deweese Island for another summer of fun with his best friends Macon and Lovey. When he sees that a local fisherman has put up an old boat for sale, Jake is determined to buy it, and it could be the key to the islanders' greatest adventure yet. After a lot of hard work and a deal struck with Mom and Dad, Jake finds himself the proud owner of the Friendship. That's really cute. His dad promises to take Jake out for the first ride, but when plans change, Jake decides to captain his own ship and sets out with Macon and Lovey for a day of fishing. Things are smooth sailing until the engine on the boat suddenly dies and a bad storm rolls in. Soon they are shipwrecked, stranded on a small island. In their most high-stakes adventure yet, Jake, Macon, and Lovey must use every ounce of their strength, courage, and knowledge of nature to survive as they wait for help. Can they withstand the biggest test of their friendship and their lives before time runs out? Sounds a little intense, but it is for children, so I imagine it's not as intense as it sounds. But it could be fun. Sounds like a fun one. After all, there's so many fun books out there for kids that are like, what would you do if sort of scenario, and it's all of those scenarios that we put ourselves in when we were playing make-believe as kids anyway, right? Like, I'm gonna be pirate, you be a mermaid, we're stranded, right? Like that kind of thing. That's not at all surprising. So, this one released yet? Yes, this one is a final copy. This one is a final copy. Also, I didn't mention this because I didn't look through it before, but there's a map. We love books with maps. This is so fun. I wonder who is her illustrator, does it say? Jennifer Bricking. Good job on your map, Jennifer. I like it. It's lovely. Next up, another advanced reader copy. This one is The Evers Never 13. This one comes out October 2024. And let's see, anything else important here that I should tell you about this book before we dive into it? I love the little tagline here, just from a book marketing perspective. The question on the front cover of what if you could never grow up? That's kind of an interesting, I mean, that's one of those stories that we've all been playing with for a long time. The Peter Pan story, if you will. So, thought it would be fun. This is Middle Grade Mystery, in case you were interested in that one. But let me read you the back. Ivy Stewart thought West Archer Academy was the first step to everything she'd always wanted, the key to her entire future. But now, she might not even have a future. It's the start of a new semester, and Ivy's very old friends and her very new immortality are at odds. The Evers, kids who are hundreds of years old and never age, are determined to save Ivy from suffering that same miserable fate, even if it means she won't remember them. Ronan is done running from his psychic powers. He knows he can help Ivy once he figures out how, but he can't shake the bad feeling he has around the rest of the Evers. Can they trust each other, or are they doomed to fight this centuries-old battle forever and ever? That sounds fun, which is probably why I picked it up. I mean, you can tell just from the cover, like, this looks so fun. Middle grade mystery. So this is going to be in the same vein as early Harry Potter and early Percy Jackson, if you're trying to think of, like, what age group is this for? Same thing, it's that between elementary school and high school age group. Next up, a Ravenfall novel, Witchwood. This one is also an advanced reader copy, comes out in October as well. Also a middle grade fantasy. I picked up a lot of middle grade. I didn't do that intentionally, but I'm not mad about it. I love middle grade. So, this is book 3 in the series. Will their magic save them or doom them? Best friends Anna and Colin have reunited at the magical Ravenfall Inn after a summer apart. Now they're eager to put their powers to the test without the help of big brothers and protective parents. They've already defeated the King of the Dead and the most powerful raven to ever live. What could be harder than that? When a routine hunt for a rogue supernatural creature goes haywire, Anna and Colin find themselves on their own far sooner than anticipated. They escape to Witchwood, a spellbinding town full of magical people who don't have to hide their powers. Anna is excited to reunite with her long-lost aunt and cousin, who live there, especially once she realizes she's a witch, just like them. But witches are going missing in Witchwood, and if Anna and Colin can't stop whatever sinister force is making them disappear, Anna could be next. Dun dun dun. There you go. Excited. See, this is the fun thing about getting ARCs. It's like you have this whole layout, right? And then you open it up. And what are these blank pages for? Well, let me tell you. This one says map. And this one says TK, which I'm assuming will be the... I don't know. I don't know what TK is. But there's going to be a map in here, eventually. Maybe a table of contents? Unclear. It's not how you spell contents, but that's okay. Anyway, this one, like I said, third in the series, comes out in October. That means that the other two are already out, and you can go check them out. That's fun. Yeah. All right. I have 3 more that I'm going to talk about in this part, because I just realized that with all of the books, I was able to split them up into genres. I got so many books this year, it'll make more sense to kind of do like 3 videos than to do, you know, one massive video. So we're going to talk about 3 more, and then we will wrap up this video, and I will tell you what's next in the next videos. So this will be the middle grade and children's video, which you already know because you looked at the title. But for my own purposes, there you go. So next up, the 66th rebirth of Frankie Caridi, which, can we just talk about this cover real quick? That is like, it's so much. It's kind of crazy. I kind of love it, and I'm also kind of like terrified of it. This is for grades 5 and up, or ages 10 and up. So again, that middle grade range. Frankie Caridi's life has always revolved around her little brother, all because he was born with superhuman strength and horns. Now their mother is sending Lucy to a special boarding school and forcing Frankie to go with him. The Pythagorean Institute is infested with malevolent spirits, and its principal, Dr. Natas, acts like some sort of cult leader. How can Frankie be the only kid to see how weird this place is? Even worse, strange memories begin to invade her mind, memories of someone else's life. Things change when Frankie discovers a box of magical crystals. She catches the spirits terrorizing the school and goes from being a nobody to the most talked about kid on campus. But where are the spirits coming from? And is Dr. Natas the great humanitarian everyone thinks he is, or an evil sorcerer bent on world destruction? Full of dark humor and unforgettable action, the 66th rebirth of Frankie Caridi follows Frankie's race against the clock to uncover the mystery of her own identity in order to stop Dr. Natas, unless her brother stops her first. This is the first book in what looks to be a series. Comes out July 2024, so it might actually already be out by the time that this video goes up. So you can go check it out. But yeah, there you go. There's the 66th rebirth of Frankie Caridi. And I hope I'm saying these words right, like these titles right. It's hard. You do your best, but you never know. Next up, we're still on that kind of like middle grade horror bent. And this one, Nightmare in the Backyard. Trading Scary Stories was only the beginning. This one comes out August 6th. A new gripping standalone novel in the Eek Tales to Scare You Silly series. This was not the Friday night they had planned. Chloe, Avery, and Madison can't wait to camp out in the backyard. It will be a night of telling scary stories and trading secrets while roasting marshmallows. Elijah, the kid next door, keeps trying to prank them, but it's all in good fun. Who doesn't like a little scare after the sun is set and the moonlight casts creepy shadows everywhere? As the 3 friends slide into their sleeping bags, a scratching starts on the tent. The girls think it must be Elijah, but there is no one outside. And the scratching only becomes more insistent, more determined. Who, or what, lurks in the darkness? This one's for ages 10 and up. Comes out August 6th. And yeah, you can go check it out. If you are also interested in maybe not as scary as it could be kind of horror. The thing that I love about middle grade books, actually, let's just take a moment and look at this formatting. Look at how much space there is between the lines. This in comparison to like this one's for adults. It's no wonder these books are so much easier to read. You go through them so quickly, and that's part of it, is because of the spacing. Love it. Okay, last one that we're going to talk about for kids, and this one is, it's such an interesting concept for a book. If you know me, you've been around the channel for a while, you know that I love games. I play D&D, I play Pathfinder, I have a collection of dice that could rival a lot of people. It's a pretty decent collection. This one is an adventure game book. It is a choose your own adventure dice rolling book. Requires 2d6s, which if you're not familiar with that term, that's just 2 6-sided die, so the normal kind that you would expect to find in any sort of game board. They were giving away copies with dice. I didn't need the dice because I have my own. But can we talk about how like cool that art is on the cover too? I love it. Anyway, so this one has ingenious picture puzzles to solve, exciting dice-based combat. You choose how the story unfolds. Can you break into the most heavily guarded castle in the land, steal a priceless treasure, and save your friend's life? Every decision is yours in this spectacular interactive adventure. And the way that this book works is, okay, here we go. Be swift, be silent, beware. How to play. So there's a logbook, there's life points, there's abilities, there's items. You can take notes during your quest. There's combat, and you have hit points. So the skulls are your opponent's combat points. The aim is to cross them all out, and you must do this within a certain number of rounds. 1 skull is 1 combat point. You have a number of hearts. This is incredible. Here's the logbook. It's fully illustrated. And then you get to start. So you start reading, and at the end, kind of like a choose your own adventure, it says you only have a few seconds to decide what to do, and then it gives you options. Depending on what you choose, it gives you a section to turn to, right? So it's not really page numbers, but it is sections. So you can turn to section 126. If you want to do something different, you turn to 401 to take advantage of the distraction. You turn to 221. And so you then go through here. Let's say I wanted to go to 126. Great, go to 126. And then we read that section. Uh-oh, we have to roll dice now, right? So it's kind of a play on your own D&D option, which is unique and fun. And it's cool to have this as a game book rather than as like a board. It does look like it's a do it once and then you need a new copy kind of thing, because you are supposed to write in this book. So if that's something to keep in mind if you wanted to do this with a group. But I love this concept, and there were 3 of them that they had that they were showing off. Apparently you can do them in any order. So anyway, League of Thieves is this one, but this is such a cool concept that I really wanted to tell you about it, and it got me interested. So all right, that is everything for this video. That's all of the books for kids, books for kids. It's the middle grade selection that I got from the ALA conference. And stay tuned, because I'm gonna have my YA books and the other collection. I have a couple adult books as well. So until next time, I'll see you then. By the way, I do have a merch shop and I have short stories and stuff that you can go read. So if you're curious about my own writing and you want to see what I've written, you can go check out my website, freshly redesigned, because I had to switch hosts. So that's fun. Freshly redesigned website though. All of the important stuff is still there. All of the short stories are still there, so you can go through, read them there, and then catch up. I do have a merch shop where I do have merchandise for some of those short stories. So if you read them and you like them and you want to support me or support the channel, it makes a big difference. Even if you just like buy a sticker, we have a lot of stickers. There's lots of options there. You can get all of the regulars of Amanda Lexi's coffee orders. You can get t-shirts with all of their names. You'll be ahead of the game. You'll be before it was cool kind of people. So if you're interested in that, I would really love it if you would go check it out and maybe buy something. And if not, I get it. Just reading, just liking, just sharing my work does a great number to support me as well, and I really appreciate it. Okay, until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.